There is one thing worse than living in an HOA, and that is living in an HOA as a tenant. A couple years when we moved in, the yard was raggedy. There were hibiscus bushes that were pretty much all dead. There was another bush, I don't know what it's called. It's a common shrub here in Florida that I think is absolutely gross and I hate it. And that was almost entirely dead. And so we've cut them down. They've, regrown. They look great. And we're supposed to have the yard or the driveway and the sidewalk pressure washed by March 1st. We were like a few days late on that, and they sent us a violation about treating the lawn for weeds and about the pressure washing, to which we replied with not only the receipt from having the pressure washing done before they actually sent the notice, but a service contract for all of the weeds, because we're getting a lot of thistle and this other thing, I don't know what it is, but it leaves stickers in my socks, and I really can't stand that. And there's beggar's lice in the backyard that gets stuck in the dogs, and I can't handle that either. At that time, we actually started talking to our landlord and saying, hey, this treatment that they're doing for the lawn, it's going to kill a bunch of weeds, but we're gonna have a bunch of dead spots because there's this like huge patch of like crabgrass and stuff, and we just want to make sure that the HOA is in the loop, that like this isn't going to be a problem that is solved overnight. They sent out so many emails, they put in so many calls, and after 3 weeks of no response, they wrote me back and they said, hey, we've emailed them a bunch of times, we've called them a bunch of times, no one will call us back, no one will email us back, so since there's no communication, we consider this issue resolved. So I open up the mailbox today and there is a second violation. And I say, oh, okay, well, we can email this jackass who listed his email at the bottom of this, and also like his boss and, our landlord and, God, if need be. And so I sat down and I typed out a long email saying, here's a timeline of events, here's what you have asked for in your notice, and here is what we have provided as a solution, and you have chosen not to communicate with us or the landlord. And at the very bottom, I said, what would you like us to do to resolve the issue? Because we are in the middle of a treatment cycle, so we can't put sod down. We can't do anything because we are in the middle of like doing what you asked us to do. I attached receipts, everything. So I got an email back and he says, hi, thank you for reaching out. Can you please show color photos of the front of your property showing that the issue has been resolved? When I tell you that I lost my mind, I probably could have claimed temporary insanity. So I wrote him back and I said, unfortunately, when you don't read your emails and you don't open your attachment, you lack the ability to provide meaningful direction. And I said, your violation states, treat the lawn for weeds. I responded with an attachment showing that the lawn is currently being treated for weeds. What else would you like us to do? Like, what specifically can we do to satisfy you? And I have not gotten a response yet. Now, this is Century Management. It is a nationwide condo and HOA management company. They're fucking awful. Okay, I know people that have worked there, and they are the dumbest human beings I have ever interacted with in my life. So I told my husband, if I don't get a response that has any sort of like actual specifics, I'm going to go to the HOA meetings. He's requested that I not do that because his green card might be invalidated if I go to jail. So we'll see.
At OO as a tenant, a nightmare. First of all, we cut down all the dead plants in the yard, and now we're getting fined for pressure washing the driveway a few days late. And they still won't communicate with us properly. But now I'm over here typing a full-on novel in an email to explain that the lawn care is being taken care of, but nobody's listening. This a drama is relentless.
I'm moving to this house in Makakilo that happens to be in a HOA, or housing, whatever the fuck. Basically insanity people that have control issues, neighborhood. And I was warned by the person I'm taking the house from that the person across the street was absolutely Lolo, and that she constantly calls the HOA for ridiculous things. Like it's a daily thing. Like she's calling the HOA for something on somebody. She's just that person. Like she's bored in her life. I don't know what the hell her problem is. However, I did get a little glimpse of that shit today. Like, cause I don't believe when people tell me shit about people. Like everybody acts different with different people. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take what you said as like a grain of salt, put it on my shoulder, keep it in the back of my mind, but I'm not gonna use that against the person unless they show me a reason to, or like not use it, but you know what I'm saying, use it as judgment. So, but this woman, she makes me question if there should be like something that has to be filled out by the residents that join an HOA or want to be a part of the HOA to make sure that they are mentally sound before they're able to start harassing their neighbors, because this woman is not well. She looks young. She looked athletic. She apparently has a husband because that dude came out too. But the look on his face as he watched her do what she did was like he didn't fought that battle and decided it ain't worth it. She was sweeping. Okay, spotless driveway. And I mean spotless. Like she had power washed that bitch spotless. Yet for an hour and a half, she used a little hand brush at first and a little dustpan thing and was sweeping every single crack on her driveway. The ones that were naturally formed, ones that weren't naturally formed, the edge between the siding of her house and this. And like, it was insane to watch. Like, it's one thing to sweep. No, it was insane. It was like, there's no other way to explain that shit. Like, there was no other way to, it was like watching somebody water their lawn while it's raining. It was, she's not here. Like, there's something not clicking up here. Yet she, from what I heard from the other neighbors I talked to, and she is the scourge of the HOA. She is reporting everybody for everything, and they're getting fined behind it. But this woman is not mentally sane. Like, so dangerous. But like, when you consider HOAs were created by white supremacists back in the day to keep black people, brown people, and whatever else out of their neighborhoods, it was founded on a crazy premise. And I guess it makes perfect sense that an insane lady is over here ruining people's fucking days and costing them all kinds of money because she's got a mental issue where she can look at a white, pristine, damn near glowing driveway and feel as though she needs to spend an hour and a half sweeping the cracks. Man, check on your friends. I don't know if everybody's okay, but them HOAs, it makes no sense to be able to have any old body deciding what's happening in your life, especially when they're showing clear signs of insanity.
You ever meet a person so bored? Their hobby is ruining your life. Welcome to the HOA Olympics, where the prize is being the biggest snitch on the block. This lady really spent an hour sweeping a driveway that was already cleaner than my entire life. Like, girl, blink twice if you're being held hostage by your own brain. And don't even get me started on the history of HOAs. Built on exclusion, run by control freaks, and enforced by folks who probably file police reports if your lawn gnome is facing the wrong way. Modern-day neighborhood dystopia.